Hello everybody, Plankopotamus here, bringing you episode 12. This week I've got you Team Deathmatch on Makin, with the Gewer, yes. Anyway, again today, not so much about the gameplay. As you see, I'm on about drugs. Yeah, exciting, I know. Okay, so let's get started on this topic. Not something you might discuss every day, I don't know, but something which I think is very relevant to a lot of people I know. So the main drugs we're going to be talking about today is I would say recreational drugs, if you know what I mean. Not like the sort of drugs you have when you're ill, but the sort of drugs you take for fun. So I'm going to start off by talking about alcohol, which is a very common drug taken by nearly everyone on a regular basis. So basically, a drug is something which changes the way your body works. So common type of alcohol, people drink beer, wine, spirits, and well, basically it slows down your reflexes. Basically you just have a good time. Yeah, I suppose it's hard to describe really. Just, you know, makes everything a bit more relaxed, a bit more fun. So yeah, it can be really great until you have too much, and then you can be sick, you can have a really bad time, you can get into a bad situation, you can fall over and hurt yourself, you can, walk into lampposts, all sorts of things can happen. And then like in the morning maybe, if you've been drinking, you wake up, you might have a hangover. I'm sure that's something that lots of people would like to live without. And another bad thing about it is it's very expensive. It's like $2.85 for a pint, something like that. I don't know how much other things are really, but yeah, it's a lot of money, and if you're going to be doing it on a regular basis, you're going to need a good source of income. So that's I suppose that's the main alcohol. It's got good and bad things, but it's not so bad, you know. It's fairly common to consume. Alright, moving on to another drug, an illegal drug, which is cannabis. Although you might know it as other things, weed, for example. This is commonly smoked, and it's kind of similar to tobacco, except the chemicals in it. Well, I wouldn't know really. I have never had it, but from what I hear, it makes everything very amusing. Gets you high, basically. So yeah, I've heard let's say mixed reviews. I would say some people say yeah, it's great. It just makes everything so funny. It's just so good. And apparently the film Pineapple Express is a great reason to smoke it. But then again, obviously it does have its downfalls. Like, you may have seen there's been like advertising campaigns on TV saying, you know, it'll make you paranoid, it'll make you argumentative, has all these harmful effects on you. Yeah, well, I've heard I know this one guy, he said he used to like be really into it. Like, he's a normal guy, he's not like a druggie or anything, but he said he got really into it. Like, he ended up spending loads of money on it. Like, he'd have it every weekend, and he spent like hundreds of pounds on it. And I suppose that's the main reason he stopped, because it was just so expensive. I mean, he didn't really talk about any like negative effects it was having on his body. But the other thing people say is it's like a gateway drug. Like it can lead to other worse drugs. You taking them, like when at first you thought, oh no, I'll just do this, and then you've moved on. But that's what I've heard. But apart from that, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's so bad. I mean, I suppose in society it's not really frowned on so much, like as maybe it was 10, 20 years ago. I don't know. So that's a drug. And then finally, other drugs. Maybe like cocaine, for example. That's powder, you snort it through your nose. Heroin, you inject that to yourself. And those are much more extreme drugs. They're class A drugs, and they can have really bad effects on you. People claim that they give you a good high, but they're going to have a really bad effect on your body. And those are drugs that can ruin your life, basically. Like there was this guy, he took drugs a lot, and let's just say he wasn't in a really good situation in his life. I mean, didn't have a job, wasn't like in education, and spending all his money on drugs, and it's just not a situation that you want to get into. It can like really lead to ruining your life. But luckily, I don't know a lot of people that, you know, take stronger drugs like that, or in situations like that. I don't know, maybe it's just the sort of people that I speak to, or maybe there aren't. Hopefully there aren't too many of people like that, but you know, you might talk about like if you see someone and they look really bad, or they might be a crackhead or a druggie. Drugs are basically associated with you looking worse off, not having a lot of money, and then drugs can really lead to like crime. You don't have the money, but you're addicted to this thing, so you gotta get the money, and that's where you go out and start mugging people, robbing houses, breaking the law. So things like that have a detrimental effect on society, really. So yeah, but alcohol, I'd say that's fine. And like the strong class A, class B drugs, I would say no, don't do that. But cannabis, I don't know. I haven't, but that's for you to decide. So choose well. And on that cheerful note, I'll see you next week.